We take in material, recycling material from almost all the communities in central Massachusetts, western Massachusetts, quite a bit from western Mass, and even up into southern New Hampshire. The glass that we look to recycle is bottle and jar glass, so really household glass. But it's not drinking glass, it's not windows or mirrors, and definitely not heat-treated glass like porcelain or Pyrex. So those bottles and jars get picked up in collection vehicles, curbside trucks. Those trucks come to a facility like this where that glass is all mixed in with the rest of the zero sort. So we take in truckloads of material on the tip floor. We actually inspect those loads for quality to make sure that it is what it's supposed to be. As the material comes up into the plant, it goes by pre-sort, where we have 4 people that do kind of a sorting of the contaminants, things that really shouldn't be in there. And then after that, it goes into the first screen. There's a lot of what we call screens, which are automated pieces of equipment that help to separate out the 2-dimensional material from the 3-dimensional material. That first screen is really designed to separate out material by size, and that's where all the glass is broken, falls to the bottom of the screen. When the glass comes out of the bottom of the system onto that conveyor belt, it still has a lot of paper, plastic, and metal mixed in with it. So the first thing it does is it passes underneath a magnet. That magnet is going to separate out all of the ferrous metal, the magnetic products, so caps, lids, things like that. And then that product goes on to a zigzag chute with a cyclone, and that's basically a large vacuum cleaner that separates out a lot of the paper and plastic away from the glass. Tries to further clean that material out. And then the next stage, the product goes to a trommel screen. Trommel screen is a large spinning drum with 2 different size screens on it, and it's separating out the glass by size and also doing one last cleanup, one final cleanup, where it's trying to pull out any more paper and plastic that might be mixed in with it. Right now, all of the glass that comes out of our facility goes for aggregate. The small 3/8- glass goes and acts as a sand substitute to one aggregate recycler. And then the larger glass is going to get crushed, cleaned up a little bit more, try to get more of the paper and plastic out of it, and then that's going as a road base. So as like a gravel substitute. There's not a big demand for glass to be made back into new glass. You know, we still produce a fair amount of glass, so we have to find other markets for it.
New markets are being developed currently and coming online, different types of end markets, whether it's glass going into asphalts or concretes, or the building industry as clear drainage and a number of other types of things.
We have to create markets sometimes, and sometimes that involves some research on new markets. You know, there's some talk about using glass as a cement alternative in concrete. And I know that Casella is looking hard at things like that.
We provide a great product and meet those specs over and over and over again. The glass is still being consumed, it's still being used in packaging in our everyday life.
You know, it all goes back to what we've talked about and learned for years, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle, and it's not just a buzzword or a song, it really does work. We save a tremendous amount of our natural resources and energy by recycling.